Hey friends, welcome back to TalkMate English. I'm Adam, and today we're going to do something that can truly change the way you learn English. We're going to talk about shadowing, and not just talk about it. We're going to practice it together. Shadowing is one of the fastest, most effective ways to improve your listening, your speaking, and your fluency. It's a method where you listen closely to natural English, and you speak at the same time, imitating the rhythm, the tone, and even the pauses. It's like training your brain and your mouth to work together in English without stopping to think in your native language. Before we start practicing, I want you to know something important. Shadowing works best when you do it every single day. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can create big changes. But if you can, try to do more. The more you do it, the more natural your English will feel. So today, I'll guide you through different shadowing exercises. We'll use real-life sentences, daily conversations, and useful expressions you can use anywhere. And I'll give you time to repeat them with me. Now here's how we'll work. I'll say a sentence slowly first, then I'll say it at a natural speed. Your job is to repeat with me at the same time. Don't wait until I finish. Start speaking as you hear the words. At first it might feel a little strange, but with practice, you'll get faster and more confident. Remember, don't worry about being perfect. The goal is flow. Let's warm up with some simple everyday phrases. Listen carefully and repeat with me. Good morning. How are you today? Again, a little faster. Good morning. How are you today? Try to match my voice, my rhythm, my intonation. Now another one. It's nice to see you again. Faster. It's nice to see you again. Keep going, even if you make small mistakes. When you shadow, your brain is learning to process English sounds instantly. You're also teaching your mouth to move in the right way for English sounds. For example, in the word through, the tongue is high, the lips are slightly rounded. These details are important, and shadowing helps you train them without overthinking. Let's try a short dialogue for practice. Imagine you meet a friend in the street. Repeat with me. Hey, long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. How have you been? Pretty good, just busy with work. And you? Same here, we should catch up sometime. Now we'll do it a little faster. Just follow along with me. Shadowing is not only about repeating words. It's about copying the music of English. That means paying attention to stress, to rising and falling tones, to pauses. For example, listen to this. I can't believe it's already Friday. Did you hear that pause? It gives the sentence more feeling. Try it with me. I can't believe it's already Friday. We can also use shadowing to practice longer sentences. At first, you might lose some words, but don't stop. Keep going and catch what you can. For example, if I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. Faster now. If I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. Throughout this video, I'll give you lots of real-life examples, and you can repeat after me. And I'll also show you how to make shadowing part of your daily life. Because the truth is, fluency isn't built in one day. It's built in small steps, every day. Let's now imagine you're ordering something at a cafe. This is a great situation to shadow because it uses common polite expressions you'll hear and use all the time. Repeat with me. Hi, could I get a medium latte, please? Faster. Hi, could I get a medium latte, please? And then the cashier might say, Sure. Is that for here or to go? Repeat. Sure. Is that for here or to go? You answer, For here, please. And they might say, All right. That'll be $4.50. Repeat. All right. That'll be $4.50. Now, let's do the whole thing together without stopping. When you shadow this kind of exchange, you're not just practicing pronunciation, you're also learning the flow of a natural conversation. You'll notice that in real life, people don't speak word by word. They connect words together. Could I get becomes more like coulda get. This is called connected speech, and shadowing helps you copy it naturally. Let's try a short connected speech practice. Repeat. What are you doing this weekend? Listen again at normal speed. What you doing this weekend? That's how it sounds in casual conversation. Now shadow with me. What ya doing this weekend? You don't need to think about each word separately. Just let the sound flow. Now let's do a morning routine shadowing exercise. Imagine you're telling someone about your day. Repeat after me. I woke up at 7 this morning. Faster. I woke up at 7 this morning. I made some coffee and had breakfast. Faster. I made some coffee and had breakfast. Then I checked my emails and got ready for work. Faster. Then I checked my emails and got ready for work. Let's put all three together without a pause. The reason we're practicing like this is because fluency is about linking ideas smoothly. When you can connect sentences about your daily life, you can talk for longer without stopping. This is exactly what shadowing trains. Here's a tip. If a sentence feels too fast or difficult, you can do 3 steps. First, repeat it slowly with me. Second, repeat it a little faster. Third, do it at full speed. This step-by-step approach keeps your brain and mouth working together. Let's try it with a longer example. Slow. If I have time later, I'll give you a call. Medium speed. If I have time later, I'll give you a call. Full speed. If I have time later, I'll give you a call. Now you. And again. Notice how by the 3rd time, your mouth already knows what to do. We'll keep using this pattern today so that by the end of our session, you'll not only have practiced shadowing, you'll also have real sentences ready to use in your own life. Now, let's move into a situation where you meet someone for the first time. First impressions matter, and shadowing these phrases will help you sound confident and natural. Repeat slowly with me. Hi, I'm Adam. Nice to meet you. Now at normal speed. Hi, I'm Adam. Nice to meet you. Then you might hear, Nice to meet you too. Where are you from? Repeat. Nice to meet you too. Where are you from? You could answer, I'm from Canada. And you? Faster. I'm from Canada. And you? Let's put that together. 2 voices, 1 smooth flow. When shadowing introductions, focus on your tone. In English, friendly introductions often use a rising tone at the end of questions and a warm, steady tone for statements. For example, "Where are you from?" rises slightly at the end. Try it. Where are you from? Now shadow. With me at a natural pace, let's practice a variation. What do you do? Faster. What do you do? And your answer. I'm a teacher. I teach English. Faster. I'm a teacher. I teach English. You could also say, I work in marketing. Or, I'm studying engineering. Try all of them with me, one after another, smooth and confident. One of the most powerful things about shadowing is that it prepares you for real-life speed. In real conversation, people rarely slow down for you. So we train by shadowing at a natural pace until it feels comfortable. This is how your brain learns to keep up without translating in your head. Let's move into a casual chat scenario. You meet someone at a park and they ask, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" Repeat, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" Your reply, "Yes, the weather is perfect." Faster, "Yes, the weather is perfect." Then, you ask, "Do you come here often?" Faster, "Do you come here often?" This small talk is important because it's how most conversations begin. Now, let's practice short opinion sentences. These are very common in daily English and easy to shadow. I really like this place. This coffee tastes amazing. I think the movie was great. Say them with me slowly first. Now again, at normal speed. Notice the rhythm. Some words are stressed, others are softer. This is the music of English. We can also shadow responses that show interest. Really? That's interesting. Faster? Really? That's interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. Faster. Wow, I didn't know that. That sounds fun. Faster. That sounds fun. These are quick, natural responses that make conversations flow smoothly. Let's do a mini practice round. Imagine someone tells you, "I went hiking last weekend." You reply, "Oh, that sounds fun." Then they say, "It was amazing. The view was incredible." You reply, "Wow, I didn't know there were hiking trails nearby." Now we'll shadow the whole exchange at full speed together. Remember, when you shadow, you're not just repeating sounds. You're absorbing sentence patterns and phrases. Later, you'll be able to use them automatically without having to search for words. Let's now work with a travel situation. Imagine you're at the airport and you need to check in for your flight. Repeat slowly with me. "Hello, I'd like to check in for my flight to London." Now faster. "Hello, I'd like to check in for my flight to London." The agent might ask, "May I see your passport, please?" Repeat, "May I see your passport, please?" You reply, "Sure, here it is." Faster. "Sure, here it is." Then they might say, "Do you have any luggage to check in?" Repeat, "Do you have any luggage to check in?" And you can answer, "Yes, just one bag." Faster. "Yes, just one bag." Let's go through that whole exchange together without pausing. Shadowing travel situations is very useful because airports, hotels, and train stations have their own set of common phrases. For example, at a hotel, you might hear, "Welcome. Do you have a reservation?" Repeat, "Welcome, do you have a reservation?" You answer, "Yes, it's under the name Adam Smith." Faster. "Yes, it's under the name Adam Smith." They might say, "Could I see your ID, please?" You reply, "Of course, here you go." Faster. "Of course, here you go." Now let's practice asking for directions. Repeat slowly. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" Faster. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" The person might answer, "Sure, go straight ahead and turn left at the traffic light." Repeat, "Sure, go straight ahead and turn left at the traffic light." And then you say, "Thank you very much." Faster. "Thank you very much." Here's another one, ordering food at a restaurant. Repeat, "Could I see the menu, please?" Faster. "Could I see the menu, please?" Then, "I'll have the chicken salad and a glass of water." Faster. "I'll have the chicken salad and a glass of water." The waiter might ask, "Would you like any dessert?" You answer, "Not today, thank you." Faster. "Not today, thank you." When shadowing these examples, I want you to focus on the natural stress in English. In "Could I see the menu, please?" the stress is on see and menu because they are the key words. Try saying it with me, stressing those words. Now again at full speed, let's do a short role play together. I'll be the waiter, you be the customer. I'll say, "Good evening. Can I get you something to drink?" You reply, "Yes, I'll have a lemonade, please." I say, "Sure. And what would you like for your main course?" You reply, "I'll have the grilled salmon with vegetables." I say, "Perfect. Thank you." Now we'll do the whole conversation at a natural pace together, shadowing each line. The more you practice in context like this, the easier it will be to use English in real situations. Shadowing is not about memorizing. It's about making the language feel familiar in your mouth and your mind. Let's practice a work-related situation now. Imagine you're at the office, and you need to ask a colleague for help. Repeat, slowly with me. "Could you help me with this report?" Now faster. "Could you help me with this report?" They might say, "Sure, what do you need?" Repeat, "Sure, what do you need?" You answer, "I just need you to check the numbers for me." Faster. "I just need you to check the numbers for me." Another example, asking about a meeting. Repeat, "What time is the meeting this afternoon?" Faster. "What time is the meeting this afternoon?" They might answer, "It starts at 3 o'clock in the conference room." Repeat, "It starts at 3 o'clock in the conference room." You could then say, "Thanks, I'll be there." Faster. "Thanks, I'll be there." Shadowing work conversations is very useful because many learners use English. In professional settings, let's do a mini role play. I'll say, "Hi, do you have a minute to discuss the project?" You reply, "Sure, what's up?" I say, "I wanted to check if the presentation is ready." You reply, "Yes, it's almost done. I'll send it to you by the end of the day." Now let's do the whole exchange at natural speed. Here's a tip. When shadowing, don't just copy the words. Copy the confidence in the voice. In professional English, people often sound clear, steady, and polite. So even if you feel nervous, shadowing will help you train your voice to sound more confident automatically. Now, let's practice a situation where you need to make a phone call. Repeat, "Hello, may I speak to Mr. Johnson, please?" Faster. "Hello, may I speak to Mr. Johnson, please?" The person might say, "I'm sorry, he's not available right now." Repeat, "I'm sorry, he's not available right now." You can answer, "That's okay. Could you ask him to call me back?" Faster. "That's okay. Could you ask him to call me back?" Let's try another phone scenario. Repeat, "Hi, this is Adam calling from TalkMate English." Faster. "Hi, this is Adam calling from TalkMate English. I'm calling to confirm our meeting for tomorrow." Faster. "I'm calling to confirm our meeting for tomorrow. Will 10 a.m. still work for you?" Faster. "Will 10 a.m. still work for you?" Phone English can be tricky because you can't see the other person's face. Shadowing helps because you're training your ear to understand tone and your mouth to produce clear speech without visual cues. Now let's add a small challenge. I'll say 2 sentences in a row, and you'll shadow both without stopping. Ready? "Hi, I'm just calling to let you know I'll be a bit late. I should be there around 10:15. Again, at natural speed. "Hi, I'm just calling to let you know I'll be a bit late. I should be there around 10:15. The goal here is to keep up with me no matter what. Even if you miss a word, don't pause. Just keep going. That's what builds your fluency." Let's now practice shopping conversations. Imagine you're in a clothing store and you want to try something on. Repeat slowly with me. "Excuse me, can I try this on?" Now faster. "Excuse me, can I try this on?" The shop assistant might say, "Of course the fitting rooms are over there." Repeat, "Of course the fitting rooms are over there." You could then say, "Thank you, I'll just be a minute." Faster. "Thank you, I'll just be a minute." Another shopping example, asking for a different size. Repeat, "Do you have this in a larger size?" Faster. "Do you have this in a larger size?" Or, "Do you have this in a smaller size?" Faster. "Do you have this in a smaller size?" The assistant might say, "Let me check for you." Repeat, "Let me check for you." You could reply, "Thanks, I appreciate it." Faster. "Thanks, I appreciate it." Let's add a scenario for buying groceries. Repeat, "Excuse me, where can I find the milk?" Faster. "Excuse me, where can I find the milk?" The worker might say, "It's in aisle 5, near the bread." Repeat, "It's in aisle 5, near the bread." You answer, "Great, thank you." Faster. "Great, thank you." Now let's do a short dialogue for shadowing practice. I'll be the shop assistant, you be the customer. "Good afternoon, can I help you find something?" You reply, "Yes, I'm looking for a winter jacket." I say, "We have some over here. What size do you need?" You reply, "I usually wear a medium." I say, "All right, here's one you might like." You say, "This looks nice. Can I try it on?" Now let's do that whole exchange together at normal speed. Shopping phrases are easy to learn through shadowing because the patterns are simple and repeat often. Once you've practiced them a few times, you'll be able to use them naturally in real life. Here's another tip. When you shadow, use your hands and face as if you're in the real situation. If you're asking a question, raise your eyebrows a little. If you're saying thank you, smile slightly. This makes your practice more realistic and helps you remember the phrases better. Now let's do a connected speech challenge. Repeat slowly, I don't know if it's going to rain. Faster, I don't know if it's gonna rain. Did you hear how going to became gonna? That's natural in spoken English. Try again, I don't know if it's gonna rain. Here's another, I have to go now. Faster, I have to go now. That's how it sounds in casual speech. Shadowing helps you get used to these natural reductions, so you can understand them easily and use them yourself. We'll do one more. What are you doing later? Faster. What you doing later? Try it with me a few times until it feels natural. Let's practice a situation where you're meeting a friend to make plans. Repeat slowly. Hey, are you free this weekend? Now faster. Hey, are you free this weekend? They might answer, yes, I don't have any plans. Repeat, yes, I don't have any plans. You could then say, do you want to grab lunch on Saturday? Faster. Do you want to grab lunch on Saturday? They reply, sure, that sounds great. Repeat. Sure, that sounds great. Let's make it a little longer. We could try that new restaurant downtown. Faster. We could try that new restaurant downtown. They say, yes, I've heard it's really good. Repeat. Yes, I've heard it's really good. You answer, perfect, I'll make a reservation. Faster. Perfect, I'll make a reservation. Now we'll do that. Full exchange at a natural speed together. When you shadow casual planning conversations, focus on keeping your tone friendly and relaxed. In English, this usually means using contractions like I've instead of I have and we'll instead of we will. Try these with me. We'll meet at 1 p.m. Faster. We'll meet at 1 p.m. I've been wanting to go there for ages. Faster. I've been wanting to go there for ages. Now let's practice responding to invitations. I'd love to. Thanks for inviting me. Faster. I'd love to. Thanks for inviting me. I can't make it this time, but maybe next week. Faster. I can't make it this time, but maybe next week. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. Faster. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. These phrases are polite and keep the conversation positive, even when you have to say no. Let's do a short role play. I say, we're having a barbecue on Sunday. Do you want to come? You reply, I'd love to. Thanks for inviting me. I say, great. Bring whatever you like to eat. You say, sure. I'll bring some dessert. Let's shadow the whole conversation now at a natural pace. Here's another thing shadowing can train: intonation for enthusiasm. When you want to sound excited or interested, your voice rises and you stress certain words. For example, that sounds amazing. Try it with me. Slow, faster, and again. I can't wait to go. Slow, faster. Shadowing this kind of emotion will help your English sound more expressive and natural. Let's try a few everyday expressions with energy. That's a great idea. Faster. That's a great idea. I'm so happy to hear that. Faster. I'm so happy to hear that. You're going to love it. Faster. You're gonna love it. Let's now practice situations where you need to ask for help in public. Imagine you're in a city you don't know very well. Repeat slowly. Excuse me, could you help me find this address? Now faster. Excuse me, could you help me find this address? The person might say, Sure, let me take a look. Repeat. Sure, let me take a look. You could then say, Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Faster. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Another example. Could you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Faster. Could you recommend a good restaurant nearby? They might answer, Yes, there's a great place just around the corner. Repeat, Yes, there's a great place just around the corner. And you reply, Perfect. Thank you for your help. Faster. Perfect. Thank you for your help. Now let's do a mini shadowing conversation. I say, Hi, I'm looking for the bus stop for route number 15. You reply, It's 2 blocks down this road on the right. I say, Thanks a lot. You reply, You're welcome. Have a great day. Now at natural speed, let's do it together. Shadowing requests for help is very useful because you often need these phrases while traveling or living in an English-speaking country. They're polite, easy to remember, and build confidence. Let's switch to another common topic, shopping at a market. Repeat. How much is this? Faster. How much is this? Can you give me a discount? Faster. Can you give me a discount? The seller might say, This one is $20. Repeat, This one is $20. You can reply, Okay, I'll take it. Faster. Okay, I'll take it. We can make it longer. I'm just looking, thank you. Faster. I'm just looking, thank you. Do you take credit cards? Faster. Do you take credit cards? Can I pay with cash? Faster. Can I pay with cash? Shadowing. These questions helps you become comfortable with everyday shopping talk. Now let's do a combined market role play. I say, Hello, can I help you find something? You reply, Yes. How much is this bag? I say, It's $35. You reply, Can you give me a discount? I say, I can give it to you for 30. You reply, All right, I'll take it. Now we'll shadow the whole thing at a natural pace. Here's a tip while shadowing. Try to match not just the words, but the pace of breathing. In real conversations, people take short breaths between ideas. If you train with that rhythm, your speaking will sound more natural. Let's practice with a longer sentence and natural breathing. I wanted to go to the museum today, but it started raining, so I stayed home instead. Again. Faster this time, matching my breath pauses. Shadowing full sentences like this will improve both your fluency and your stamina for speaking. Let's move into health-related conversations. Imagine you're at the doctor's office. Repeat slowly. I have an appointment with Dr. Lee at 2 o'clock. Now faster. I have an appointment with Dr. Lee at 2 o'clock. The receptionist might say, Please have a seat. The doctor will see you shortly. Repeat. Please have a seat. The doctor will see you shortly. You could reply, thank you. Faster. Thank you. Now imagine you're explaining how you feel. I've had a headache since this morning. Faster. I've had a headache since this morning. I've been coughing for a few days. Faster. I've been coughing for a few days. I feel a bit tired. Faster. I feel a bit tired. These are clear, simple sentences you can use to describe symptoms. Let's do a short role play. I say, what seems to be the problem today? You reply, I've been feeling a little dizzy. I say, how long have you felt this way? You reply, since yesterday afternoon. I say, all right, let's check your blood pressure. You reply, okay, thank you. Now let's shadow the whole conversation at natural speed. Now let's move to a pharmacy situation. Repeat. Do you have something for a sore throat? Faster. Do you have something for a sore throat? The pharmacist might say, yes, we have some throat lozenges. Repeat. Yes, we have some throat lozenges. You reply, great, I'll take 1 pack. Faster. Great, I'll take 1 pack. Next, let's do emergency. Help. I need to see a doctor right away. Faster. I need to see a doctor right away. Can you call an ambulance, please? Faster. Can you call an ambulance, please? Where is the nearest hospital? Faster. Where is the nearest hospital? These are important phrases to shadow because they could help in urgent situations. Here's another quick scenario. At the dentist. Repeat. I have a toothache, and it's very painful. Faster. I have a toothache, and it's very painful. I think I need a filling. Faster. I think I need a filling. When is the earliest appointment you have? Faster. When is the earliest appointment you have? The benefit of shadowing health-related conversations is that you'll feel more prepared if you ever need to explain a problem clearly. And because health vocabulary is often repeated in many situations, you'll remember it quickly with practice. Now, let's switch to a lighter topic, talking about hobbies. Repeat. I enjoy reading in my free time. Faster. I enjoy reading in my free time. I like playing football with my friends. Faster. I like playing football with my friends. I love cooking new recipes. Faster. I love cooking new recipes. We can combine this into a small conversation. I say, what do you usually do on weekends? You reply, I usually go hiking or spend time with my family. I say, that sounds nice. Do you ever travel? You reply, yes, I love visiting new places. Now we'll shadow it together at a natural pace. Let's now focus on talking about your daily routine. Repeat slowly. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. Now faster. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. I take a shower and have breakfast. Faster. I take a shower and have breakfast. After that, I go to work by bus. Faster. After that, I go to work by bus. Let's add more details. I start work at 9 o'clock. Faster. I start work at 9 o'clock. I have lunch with my colleagues around 1. Faster. I have lunch with my colleagues around 1. I finish work at 5 and head home. Faster. I finish work at 5 and head home. Now let's combine it into a short paragraph. Repeat. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. I take a shower and have breakfast. After that, I go to work by bus. I start work at 9 o'clock and have lunch with my colleagues around 1. I finish work at 5 and head home. Now again at a natural speed, flowing from start to finish without pausing. Daily routines are perfect for shadowing because you already know what you do each day. You just need to get used to saying it in English. Once you can describe your own day smoothly, you can start describing other days, plans, or even imaginary routines for practice. Let's try an evening routine. After work, I usually relax for a while. Faster. After work, I usually relax for a while. Sometimes I watch TV or read a book. Faster. Sometimes I watch TV or read a book. I usually go to bed around 11. Faster. I usually go to bed around 11. Now let's practice making plans for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm meeting a friend for breakfast. Faster. Tomorrow I'm meeting a friend for breakfast. After that, I have a dentist appointment. Faster. After that, I have a dentist appointment. In the evening, I'm going to cook dinner for my family. Faster. In the evening, I'm going to cook dinner for my family. We can also shadow questions about routines. What time do you usually wake up? Faster. What time do you usually wake up? How do you get to work? Faster. How do you get to work? What do you usually do? In the evenings? Faster. What do you usually do in the evenings? These questions help you keep conversations going and learn about other people. Let's do a mini role play. I say, "Do you usually have breakfast at home?" You reply, "Yes, I usually eat at home before work." I say, "What do you usually have?" You reply, "I usually have toast and coffee." Now we'll shadow it together at normal speed. Remember, the more natural these everyday sentences feel, the more confident you'll be in speaking English in any situation. Shadowing them every day will make them automatic. Let's now shadow a conversation about the weather. Repeat slowly. It's really sunny today. Now faster. It's really sunny today. It might rain later this afternoon. Faster. It might rain later this afternoon. The weather has been so nice this week. Faster. The weather has been so nice this week. Now let's practice asking about the weather. What's the weather like today? Faster. What's the weather like today? Do you think it will be warm tomorrow? Faster. Do you think it will be warm tomorrow? Is it going to snow this weekend? Faster. Is it going to snow this weekend? We can make this into a mini role play. I say, "Looks like it's going to be a hot day." You reply, "Yes, I think so. Perfect for going to the beach." I say, "That's a good idea. Are you free this Saturday?" You reply, "Yes, I am. Let's go." Now let's shadow the whole exchange at normal speed. Weather is an easy, safe topic to start a conversation. Shadowing these sentences will help you have something to say in almost any situation. Let's try a conversation about food. What's your favorite food? Faster. What's your favorite food? I love pizza, especially with extra cheese. Faster. I love pizza, especially with extra cheese. I also enjoy trying new dishes. Faster. I also enjoy trying new dishes. Now asking about food preferences. Do you like spicy food? Faster. Do you like spicy food? What's the best restaurant you've been to recently? Faster. What's the best restaurant you've been to recently? Would you like to go out for dinner sometime? Faster. Would you like to go out for dinner sometime? Let's do one more shadowing role play to combine everything we've practiced today. I say, "Hi, how have you been?" You reply, "I've been good, just busy with work. And you?" I say, "Same here. Do you want to meet for coffee this weekend?" You reply, "Sure, that sounds great. Where should we meet?" I say, "Let's meet at the cafe near the park." You reply, "Perfect. See you there at 2 p.m. Now let's shadow it all together. At full speed. Here's the key takeaway. Shadowing works best when you do it regularly. You don't need to wait for the perfect time or place. You can shadow while walking, cooking, or even waiting for the bus. The more you do it, the more natural English will become. And don't worry if you make mistakes while shadowing. Mistakes are part of the process. The important thing is to keep speaking without stopping. Before we end, let's finish with a short, high-energy shadowing session. Ready? Let's do this. I can speak English fluently. I'm improving every single day. English feels more natural every time I practice. I can understand and respond faster now. Repeat these with me at a quick, confident pace. If you keep shadowing every day, even just a little, you'll notice your listening improves, your speaking becomes smoother, and your confidence grows. It's one of the most powerful habits you can build for language learning. And that's it for today's session. Thank you for practicing with me. Keep this energy going and make shadowing part of your everyday life. And if you enjoyed today's lesson, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a chance to practice with me. I'll see you in the next video.